fast the first half. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, could be Wayne!
I think I got my swagger back. Oh!
I love it, baby!
Them orange britches. Something about them orange britches.
Tennessee wins! By Tennessee, Jawan Jennings. Jennings makes the catch.
Ball hit high in the air into right field. Going back is Sayre. And Tennessee can say hello, win column. A grand slam in the bottom of the ninth. You can't draw it up any better.
We just won a basketball game, and we're very happy right now. McGrath for the win. He got it. If you don't like college football and you watch this one, I'm not sure what your problem is.
Reddit did to do, and welcome into More Important Issues. It is Monday, October 14th. Thank you for sticking with us a day later than normal. We're here to recap a win over Florida, which we've only gotten to say twice on this show, which a lot of us have only experienced twice in the last 20 years. 22 years. It's never a bad day to beat Florida, no matter how it occurs. There's plenty you can kind of dig into this game and start kind of nitpicking. And I think you should. It's still early. Hopefully you have a lot of games left to play. But I think that's the main theme. Is it's good to beat Florida? Is that fair?
It's always good to beat Florida.
Wait, no, that's not the main theme. The main theme is that kid, Dylan Sampson Jr., Dylan Sampson II, pretty sick. That kid rocks.
Yeah, he got me fired up.
I
love that they booed everybody until they put him back on.
Yeah, I got really excited when they booed Sterl Pearl, and then I realized why they booed Sterl Pearl, and I was like, oh, well, I mean, at least they booed him, but it's kind of like beating Florida when you weren't good. At least you still beat Florida. I guess. Yeah. Cool. But no, that rocked. I do want to comment on that, and I guess get your take, your opinion. I've been really fortunate to be in Neyland for a lot of great environments, a lot of great games and great crowds. I haven't ranked them yet, so I don't know exactly where to put it, especially from beginning to end. Top 5 for me. If I break it down, it might be top 3.
Environment
from start to finish specifically, not loudest moments, because few moments maybe, or I could definitely find some louder moments, but from start to finish, that crowd was just on fire, rambunctious. I mean, the crowd was into it then, and they had plenty of opportunities to not be into it any longer, and that didn't take place. That didn't happen.
Yeah, I thought it was. I mean, there was times where they were playing music, and I could not hear the music playing. Like they were doing third down for what, and the only reason why I knew that was because I looked at the Jumbotron and heard them say third down for what.
Well, I couldn't hear the ref, and that has nothing to do with the crowd noise. It's because we're in year 3, and they still haven't fixed the speakers. I can't hear anything in Section L. It's starting to irritate me because at first, new speakers, fix it. But it's incredibly frustrating to not know what's going on.
You're an old man. You are getting very old.
That's an old man take, to know what's going on?
I just think we start talking about the game, you're like, the speakers. That's what you watch that offense and you're like, I want to talk about the speakers first.
Well, one thing's fixable, the other isn't. So yeah, I would like.
I don't know if it is fixable. The offense looks more fixable than the speakers at this point. We're putting in done anything in year 3.
We're putting in a 10% talent fee. Put in a 10% audio fee. I mean, fix it.
You'd rather pay the audio fee
at this point? Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'll pay for it myself, Danny, if I have to. I mean, it's just one of those things that they're like, why do people not want to come to the games anymore? Because we don't know what's happening. At least at home, I can hear the referee over my speakers. No, that's one of the many. And if you want my old man take, here's my old man take. How the hell are you out of Smoky Dogs in 2 minutes into the second quarter? That's my old man take.
I had a guy behind me yell, "I'd rather have Dooley back in the second quarter." So
That's a
that
bad
was
take.
cool.
That's a
Yeah.
just bad take.
I was like, and then I got
Well, into the second quarter, down 3-0, it felt like Dooley was back. So I guess I'll give him that.
yes.
That's a fair.
Yeah.
That's a fair.
We did have David Sanders in the stands, and if Dooley was a coach, David Sanders would not have gotten a phone call from Tennessee. So
Yeah,
whatever.
but yeah, it's also I don't think you probably had a similar experience. I saw someone else tweet about it, and I hate that I had to agree with this person, but I'm not kidding, and it's specifically two people. I bet there were people in Section L that never watched that game in row 46 because they were just up and down the entire time. It wasn't. I was thinking, why are you here? Why just watch it at home. If you need beer, you go to the bathroom this many times, just stay home.
Yeah, that is annoying. Being on the end is like you're constantly having to get up because no one can go at the same time. Everybody has to go at different times.
Right.
It's
not even.
Everybody's got
just
to pee. We
the-
need like a bag. Somebody just start having piss bags underneath the seats. Like that's what you're gonna do.
I just think you should have to. You can't be a repeat customer in the same quarter at least. You get 4 times to go, spread across 4 quarters. Figure it out after that.
Yeah, my thing is like people come down and then go all the way across through people. It's like, dude, go around.
It's if you do it more than once, it's on. You're an idiot. It's on you. Like you should know easiest way in, easiest way out.
It's like usually I see most of the people that are coming through there. If I don't know who you are, why are you coming over here?
Yeah, that's a good point. If so I'm on the very end. I'm 2 from the end. Now from now on, that's a good point, Landon. From now on, if people cross me more than once in a quarter, the next time I go to the bathroom or go to the concession stands, I'm gonna go out the opposite way and make them get up for me.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I like that.
There you go. Okay.
Smart. We're thinking. We are going to talk about. Oh, sorry.
No,
Yeah, one
I
more.
was the same guy also said I want Matt Rule. And that's when it got me. I was like, dude, I'm a Panthers fan. You do not want Matt Rule.
Is this the
Trust
guy
me.
that also who's just yelling out their searches ideas in the middle of a game? That's crazy.
I mean, I hope that was alcohol speaking, but I mean, I don't care how much alcohol. There is no way I'm chanting for Derek Dooley to take over.
Right. Kind of like chanting for Vandy. Same
Yeah.
thing. Is that the same guy who doesn't know who the players are by chance?
No, this guy does.
And I don't mean that in an insulting way. I just mean he literally doesn't.
That guy
know.
wasn't behind me this time.
I'm going
I
to
don't know
guess
if
he
he sold
doesn't
his
go
tickets.
to a lot of games.
Yeah, hopefully not.
Surely not.
Yeah.
I mean, because like you said, just get one of those little pamphlets that has the
I
roster.
think the people who were behind me are the people who like probably go to the big games and they probably sell like Kent State and stuff like that. Or
I
give
really
them to
wish we'd
somebody,
beaten
something like
Arkansas because I might have sold this Alabama ticket. Because I mean, I had a good time at the Florida game in terms of watching us win and whatnot, but I had a knee in my back the whole game. I have those new chairs that make you, if you're behind the new chairs, you kind of have to put your feet on tippy toes, otherwise your knees are hitting them.
that.
So I was in this position pretty much the whole game, unless I was standing up to let people come through. It was a pretty rough experience. And then I have the Wi-Fi box underneath my seat, which is awesome. I'm right on it, man. I mean, I'm on the line.
Could you
but-
unplug it if you need to?
I think so. But it does suck because I have nowhere to put my feet behind me. Like my left foot gets hit. So yeah, it was so if we had beaten Arkansas and this was another 2022 Alabama, I'd be pretty tempted to cash in.
Yeah, I looked at the tickets today to see how much they were. I just can't. I wish I didn't care that much, but I have FOMO very bad, and I couldn't. I'd probably be very happy with that, change in my pocket on Sunday morning, but that whole 4 hours on Saturday, I would
Do you want to sit
That'd
in
be
section
rough.
L and see if you sit in my seat specifically?
Oh, do you want me to buy yours?
No, you just want to sit there and because like that's really the only reason I would if they were
Oh.
the ticket prices were that high.
Mm.
And I'm assuming all those people going in and out are usually not people there every week, so they probably won't be there for the Alabama game. But you can never be too careful with those people.
Yeah.
Can't
No,
trust them.
I kind of have plenty of room up there. So.
Well, I know. I'm saying if you want to incentivize making the money,
Oh.
would you?
Okay.
Right.
Nah. I gotta be there, man. It's Bama.
Great. I mean, great seats. Andre Turrentine was almost sitting with me on the touchdown play. He was so deep. You can make a play from my seats. They're awesome.
There you go.
I'm sorry. That's crazy. They shouldn't have scored that touchdown. That game shouldn't be in overtime. That's what's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll get into it though. It's a walk-off win against Florida. Those are always fun. Overtimes are fun. Overtimes are fun when they're really not that stressful. Like just one and done. Just get in, get out. They're way more fun that way.
Yeah. After that, like, I guess first down, I was like, okay, I think we're good.
Yeah.
I kind of felt good about it after that.
Also, we'll get into that. We'll recap that Florida game. We'll talk about college football. Not a crazy week, but obviously some movement, some wild stuff. It's a fun week in college football all the time. And then we've got our segments. Also, if you have any questions with that, drop them in the chat right now. We'll get to them as we can. Stick with us. Before we get into the show, you guys know it's Levi Ogle.
M-double-I, they got your big orange face. All year long is the place to be, to hear some balls for life, talking Tennessee. Hate us if you want, but we sure ain't worried about you. We got more important issues.
I don't like that just started in the middle. You want to run it back? I like the song.
Yeah, let's do it. Run it back.
Home run, slam dunks, give him 6. Boys at M-double-I, they got your big orange face. All year long is the place to be, to hear some balls for life, talking Tennessee. Hate us if you want, but we sure ain't worried about you. We got more.
I hit the mouse. I love this. I'm trying to like situate my sticky notes here on my laptop. Sensitive mouse apparently on this old Microsoft. Yeah, be careful. You get it. You can come listen to it at the tailgate. It plays on loop.
Yeah. All right. Florida. Win.
Florida. Man,
Your
that first drive.
A win is a win is a win is a win.
It is. And okay, I guess let me start off with maybe my hottest take, because obviously you're never going to know if this is real, never know if it's true. If Tennessee even just escapes Arkansas, maybe puts up 30 points or something, not an ugly day, you know? You go get the win on the road against Arkansas, not the worst of the worst. I think I just chalk this up to a rivalry game, you know? If it's say the game is played the same way. I think I just say, oh, that's how rivalries go. You took care of business.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you gave. And I'm not going to sit here and go, that was Florida's Super Bowl. I think it's a rivalry game. They want to win really badly, just like it is for Tennessee. And that's how I chalk it up. They brought some extra juice. Not that I thought we brought in, you know, I wouldn't be saying we brought less juice. Just it's a rivalry game, and I probably wouldn't be in the position in the feeling I'm in, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely like happy we won, but it was more of a relief than, you know, it would have been if Tennessee would have covered the spread. Here's something like I want to stay as positive as possible because you did win. I think this game looks a lot different if you're able to hit on 2 of those big pass plays.
Oh, I think this game's drastically different if we don't fumble.
Yeah, you go score on that first drive. Yeah.
And I love Dylan Sampson. That's normally the running back's fault when that happens. I don't know if he tried to pull it too late. I don't know how they decipher that one. Usually when you see a fumble at that exchange point on a read option, you're usually telling the running back, you got to let the quarterback pull it. He sees what he's supposed to see.
Yes. That's usually how it happens. But quarterback, I mean,
You got to hang on to the football.
Have some nads about you. Rip that thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's hard because I can't sit here and say give Nico the opportunity to run now because he can't execute a read at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, and then when he does take off running, gets out of the pocket, we have a holding call every single time. It's unreal how that happens.
The first holding call on John Campbell there in the 10-yard line, insanely dumb. It's not a hold. It's not a hold anytime anywhere else in the game except for on John Campbell. He has him by the pads right there. And then as they're showing
livid too.
As they're showing the replay, you can tell the announcer's going to talk about what a hold looks like, hands getting outside, holding on too late. He's like, "Oh yeah, when the hands get too high, they're going to call that. Too high? That's where they tell you to grab."
Yeah.
Like where else is he supposed to do? And then James Pierce gets held every single play, but he doesn't throw his hands up and ask for a flag and doesn't get one.
Mm-hmm.
The holding penalties were egregious. It's insane that Tennessee can't get one, but they can. I mean, they're selling them. We're having a freaking Black Friday blowout at this point compared to other teams.
Yeah, and that is one kind of positive on this game. I thought the offense looked better. It looked more in sync. Obviously there were some turnovers there that didn't look great. Didn't hit on some big plays, but the big plays were there.
Yeah.
Just, you got people behind the defense, couldn't capitalize on it. And, I think that's what made Hendon Hooker so good is those plays weren't missed. And, maybe that's experience. I don't exactly know. Maybe it's just having Jalen Hyatt and Cedric Tillman. Maybe that helps a ton as well.
I think the wide receivers are not doing a good job.
Yeah.
They did a better job this week.
Mm-hmm.
But you mentioned not hitting on big plays. Those deep balls we talk about, they're hard to catch, but one goes right through. Was that Nimrod's hands?
Yeah.
Or no, Nimrod had the chance to make that catch, and I don't know if he was hoping he would get that flag. You just can't get drugged down there unless it's egregious.
Also, that's got to be a flag.
I don't disagree, but
if you stop somebody from making a play on the ball, it's a flag every single time. I don't know why why is officiating so damn hard? It should be so easy. It is or it isn't.
It should be easy in those spots because it's wide open.
It's right there. Yeah,
it's at the ball. But I agree. That's got to be a flag. I just don't like that it looked like to me that he tried to sell it. Like you got to try. Which again, you say that and you have Florida defensive ends selling the hold and they get it. You have James Pierce not selling the hold and he's not getting it. So yeah, I don't know what the right answer is. I just feel like you can't bank on that flag coming out. You got to go try to make a play, whereas it looks like that hand gets on the shoulder pad and he hits the ground.
Yeah, and as a receiver, the best way to get your quarterback going is go make a play for him.
Yeah.
Chris Brazzell, that play, like Nico should not have thrown that football. That is a hospital ball. But guess what? He made the play, got up and got back to the line and was ready to go again. Like that's how you get some confidence in your quarterback to throw you the football. So he's struggling. Like Nico's struggling right now. I think it seems like he's a little bit afraid of his own shadow in the pocket. And that's
which I can't blame him. He doesn't know where guys are getting blocked to. He doesn't know how soon they're coming.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be hard. And I do think from watching the first quarter and a little bit of the fourth quarter overtime, it does feel like it's getting, in terms of at least consistency, it feels like it's getting better.
Yeah.
They're able to either force guys to their help. They're able to force him outside where he can step up in the like things like that. Feels like it's getting better. It's still not perfect. And Nico's got to find ways to be more comfortable back there. But yeah, he is not playing with the level of confidence that he did through the first 3 weeks.
Yeah, and Florida played it a lot differently than, they had an odd man front, I think, to start, but then they went right back to having those big, huge interior defensive linemen right there and was just daring Tennessee to run it. And they couldn't run it in the first half.
Right.
And that was the issue with the offense. Is like, you can't run it. You're getting backed up. You have that drive where you give up 3 sacks in a row. And some of that's on your quarterback. Got to get out of the pocket. Got to get rid of it, whatever. But, I mean, it was just kind of like you couldn't get anything going in that first half. Second half was a lot better. And there was some guys open, whereas at Arkansas, it didn't seem like anybody was open.
Which we used the middle of the field more.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we also, those quick rhythm throws, people like to call them, but even just the very first play of the game, the sprint out flood, we don't run enough of that, where I feel like we used to run that all the time.
Yeah. Because if it's not there, you got a quarterback and go pick you up some yards. And
he's getting at least 4 yards there if he goes down early.
He's 6'5". Yeah,
right. He has to. Yeah. I don't feel like that's there. And I also don't feel like you talk about, Ronnie said, I think the fast tempo helped Nico get in a better rhythm. I mean, I think it did help him, but I also feel like the play calling is still not conducive to a team trying to get in rhythm. We get the ball back. I'm going to have to pull up the drive chart now. We get the ball and it's clear you are playing field position battle. Like whoever wins this field position battle will win the game. Tennessee didn't win it. They still won the game somehow, which is crazy. But Tennessee gets the ball at the 26, and that's when we throw that deep post to Nimrod on 1st and 10 from our own 26. I just don't think – I get you got to take deep shots at some point. You got to stretch that defense. Just doesn't feel like the time to do it. When you have to – you really just need a first down, ideally 2 first downs. Now you can flip the field, and instead you're able to punt. Your defense comes up big, 3 and out, punt. But now you're still playing from your own 10-yard line, punt, and then that's when they score their touchdown.
Yeah.
And so
you give up the big punt return, which that's another
blocking
thing.
the back.
Yeah.
Blocking the back.
Yep.
But even then, they get the ball at the 50. They probably score on that possession.
Right. Like you can't kick a line drive right to the punt returner.
I mean, sure, but I also think that's way more about field position. Tennessee failed the field position battle. They didn't get a single first down in those 2 drives.
Right. But I mean, if you're gonna rugby punt, let's not kick it right to the guy. Like, let's get a little bit of hang time where he's having to call a fair catch. You let him get going too much, and that's why you gave up the big punt return and gave them better field position than they were gonna have already.
Right.
I don't.
And then,
I mean, 3rd and 18. That is, or 3rd and 17, whatever it was. I mean, that's the time I was like, oh my God, like this is the typical Tennessee Florida game where we lose because we can't get a stop when we need it the most when it looks like the game's in hand.
Yeah.
Can't give that up.
No, and I think that was similar to Arkansas. It's like, man, the defense is playing so good, but they gave up big, cheap plays. And mainly that little dink and dunk to the tight end, that little 8-yard route, they kept giving up. And sometimes it wasn't for a first down. I think the first or second drive of the game wasn't for a first down, but then they got 2 more first downs from it in the game, that same play where we couldn't find the tight end. It's defense plays really good. You hold them to 17 points. Can't complain. But it still feels like they're just giving up cheap crap sometimes. Like this is a game, it feels like Florida should have scored 10, maybe 3 points.
Yeah, your offense is making it a lot more difficult on your defense because there's no margin for error.
Sure. But to be fair, everyone said it was way harder on the defense when we scored a lot. So pick one.
I guess. Yeah. We need to find that happy medium.
We have to find it. 23 is the happy medium, apparently. You would have beat Arkansas with 23.
But if you were saying, like, before the Arkansas game that you held Florida to 3 points in the first half, you think Tennessee's up by 3 scores.
Sure.
So it's It's tough. And you know, one thing for a young quarterback that he's got to do is he's got to stop giving the football up.
Yeah, I mean,
Take care of it. I mean, that's going to cut your problems down 50% if just don't give it to him. Hey, live to play another down, punt. You
the
got a pretty good
interceptions
punter.
are bad.
Yeah, I mean
they've been bad,
and everybody sees it. Like, he's staring the guy down.
Which I feel like that's something. I don't know if it's that. I don't know if this is. He's not ready, quote unquote. It just feels like he doesn't look like he's going through progressions at times. Those interceptions, for example.
Yeah.
I don't understand it because there's times that he looks really comfortable and he's going with progressions, but it doesn't happen on critical situations where interceptions occur, turnovers occur. I'm not hitting panic mode entirely on this quarterback or this team, this offense, but yeah, I said it. I said I think Tennessee scores 24 points until proven otherwise. I was proven. I would also like to note I should get credit for that extra point. I said 24-17. It's 23-17 only because we're not required to kick the extra point. Just want to note that. I won. I won
over what a
20-28. Easy money. Easy money. Cash. In fact, I think you should go out right now and kick it for me, and we should get the point. But yeah, I don't see this team being able to score in large quantities against any defensive front that challenges this offensive line, which at this point is any defensive front that can breathe. And I don't see it being a offense that can get into boat races with people.
Mm-hmm.
So your defense is going to have to be really good every week, and that gets much harder with your defensive quarterback and Keenan Peely out.
Yeah, and it seems like right now Tennessee's just banged up. Like Brew McCoy, there's no way he was 100%. Squirrel White had to come out of the game multiple times dealing with that shoulder injury. They're just not healthy at receivers. So my thing is with the receivers is like, I mean, Chaz Nimrod, I don't want to, he didn't probably have his best game. Why are we not seeing more? I know Mike Matthews is out there a few times, but like, why are we not trying to get him the football to see what he can do with? We're seeing all these freshman wide receivers that he was ranked up there with.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremiah Smith, Ryan Wingo at Texas. You have the kid at Alabama, the youngest kid ever. He was younger than that number 6 dancing in the stands. Like, you have these guys like balling out. I mean, why can't we see that same thing from Mike Matthews?
And I realize it's been talked about they may not want to play him in the slot. I think after the way Chaz Nimrod played in that game, you got to get your best 3 on the field, best 4 at times on the field. 4 wide receivers happened this week.
It did.
I think it's got to be Mike Matthews. It shouldn't be Chaz Nimrod now.
And you thought Dante Thornton was a slot at some point, so you're kind of telling guys where they are and where they should. It's kind of clouded at the moment with me trusting you where you know where to put guys, because I could look at Dante Thornton right now and be like, that's not a slot receiver. He's 6'5" and runs a 4.40 40 and is built like a brick shithouse. Why the heck would you put him in the slot?
Right. Yeah. So I think it's kind of I think Mike Matthews it shouldn't be Chaz Nimrod, plain and simple. Yeah. That was a bad performance by him. That drop in the fourth quarter, I don't know how he stays in the game after that.
Yeah. I mean, Brew McCoy, and then he gets a end around and doesn't have a single catch in the game. What's that? I mean, at some point, like we just got to throw it to guys to get them the football and let them make. I mean, that's how you help a young quarterback. Just let him get it to his guys and let them make plays.
Right.
He doesn't have to do everything by himself, and I feel like this offense is kind of handcuffing him where I don't know if he thinks he has to do that, but that's what it seems like. He's like, oh, I got to make it play at some point. I gotta throw this as far as I can. And he missed a wide open Mike Matthews on one of the plays. I mean, guy was butt naked. It would have been a touchdown for sure.
Trying to think of the play. I'm not sure.
I can't remember what it was either.
I'd like to hear, I don't know if they asked him about it in the post game, that seam to Chaz Nimrod. I don't know if that was a miscommunication. If his route should have gone to the sideline.
Here's the thing: even if he was over there, he still threw it out of bounds.
I'd have to go back and watch the play. I mean, I thought it would have been very catchable and continue running. Catchable.
Oh, it looked like it was behind him and out of bounds. I don't know if it was supposed to be a fade or what it was, or a back. Well, it looked like it was thrown to be a back shoulder fade, and the guy was running on the numbers.
Right, which I know we see that little wheel type route all the time from that slot guy. So it wouldn't shock me if that's what it was supposed to be. And then it's third down, goes to fourth down. Nimrod hits that, which is, everyone knows, universal term for sub. I hope he wasn't asking for a sub on fourth down when he's coming out of the game. So I don't know if that was a my bad, Pat, or if he just doesn't know the down and distance, which is embarrassing.
Yeah, that didn't look great. I mean, whatever it was, it had to be a miscommunication, at least.
And but I also don't know whose miscommunication fault that is either.
But also, I mean, you see it, like Nico can fit it in. Like, I mean, I just have a hard time thinking he just flat out missed that. Like, that bad.
Right.
So I'm thinking it has to be a miscommunication, or maybe he thought he was, I don't know, it could have been a choice route at some point, and I guess, I don't know. But at that point, he's so far down the field, it's just, he's open, throw it.
Yeah, I don't know what he thought I mean, I guess he couldn't have seen anything. I haven't watched the play, but I'm assuming that means he was trying to look off a safety and didn't see it, like never looked until he was throwing it. I mean, that had to be what he was doing. Yeah. I don't know. It was not good.
But
yeah, the second quarter, when did that happen? Yeah, second quarter, 6:43 left. 3rd and 7.
I mean, Dante Thornton's been your best receiver so far. He has 1 catch for 11 yards. Like, you're not doing yourself any favors by not getting these guys the ball.
Right.
Especially in when Florida was stopping the run. Like, you have to – I hate how it seemed like – you remember Jeremy Pruitt would be run, passing.
No, I don't remember anything about Jeremy Pruitt, thankfully.
But, I mean, like, it feels like we get in that rhythm where it's just like, oh, we didn't pick up on anything on first down. Let's do the exact same thing, hope for a better result, and then we'll throw on 3rd and long. We have no
run on 3rd and long. We are it's very rare Tennessee throws on beyond 3rd and 8.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people booed that one in the first quarter where you're backed up inside your 10. You have to run that football. You can't take a chance at a sack or a penalty in the back of your end zone on 3rd down. Yeah, that's just, you have to do it. Watching this play again, it's real weird. I'll have to watch Nico. I mean, if he had ran to the sideline, he would have caught it in stride and scored. If he had also just thrown it down the hashes, he would have. Okay, no, it was a little bit deeper from that angle. Yeah, no, he would have had to. It would have had to be a back shoulder throw. Whether Chaz Nimrod ran the wrong route or not, you got to see that he didn't look like he was looking off a safety or anything. Like, it wasn't my God, better be there.
Throw it to him.
Yeah, that's bad. I don't know. That's pretty bad. Glad I watched that play again. That made me feel good.
Let's talk about a positive.
Oh, Dylan Sampson.
I mean, I'm talking about 4th down on your own 10-yard line, having the nuts to go for that.
That's getting into Josh Heupel dumb play calls. What are you doing? Like, cool, but like that's only good if it works out.
Oh yeah.
That might get you fired.
But I do like how you know in that moment you got to go with the guy that's going to fall forward.
Sure.
And
you went with
John Bishop.
Sure.
And
you went with the guy
I love Jackson Moy and Miles Kitzelman.
I
love
if you're
a
gonna do that.
He
At least you
got
got heavy.
I love a heavy.
Yeah. I guess if you're going to
personnel.
do it, you weren't lined up in freaking trips right and ran it. Like,
Yeah.
That's a good point. I mean, I'm just thinking there's no way they're snapping this football. Please don't move offensive tackle. There's no way they're snapping this football.
Yeah, I think we punted after that anyway. So
Yeah,
I don't
no,
know.
that's what that's not a fourth down you go for because you win nothing from it. Because you still have to go 80 yards.
Yeah.
Similar to throwing it on first down from your own 26 in the fourth quarter when you got to win field position.
Do you think it was? I don't know if it was a call the whole time. I think, hey, if you see this, like we can snap it. I think it's maybe on the quarterback to snap that football, but he snapped it.
You're right. It's got to be a check with me call. Like if they snapped it, I didn't see the play clock. They snapped it outside of 15 seconds in the play clock. I'd say 100% that's what it was. Yeah. But yeah, that's a good point. Got to be we've got to like the alignment. That's a good point. So it's not egregiously bad like I want to make it out to be, but it's just not good either.
But it was a wrinkle. Like we wanted to see a wrinkle. Like it was something new where.
Well, I want to see us iron every once in a while.
You want to see
us iron every once in a while. I mean, I'm sick of the wrinkles. We show up with wrinkles everywhere. We lined up James Pierce at tackle. We lined up James Pierce on the freaking one technique on 3rd and 4.
Did you make a play?
No, it was a first down.
Oh, yikes.
Graham Mertz got to just tuck it and run 5 yards. Which I do like that. I do like that changeup. I think for 3rd and long, not 3rd and 4.
Yeah.
I would like to hear the explanation. Rodney Gardner, Tim Banks know way more than I do. I would like to hear why. I'm sure there's a good reason. And when I see it not work out, it's easy to go, that was dumb. But they lined him up inside a lot, and it was working. But just didn't feel right in that moment. But I'm sure I'd like to hear it. Tim, I'll give you myself if you'd like to call.
I mean, that defensive line, it's going to keep you in games. I don't know at what point does your offense have to go win you a game. It's probably going to happen. It might happen this week. But, I mean, your defense they're playing like a championship team. Now, your offense is not. But
the defensive line's elite.
Yeah. And I think your corners are elite.
Another positive. I'll give you a positive. I was very upset with how disorganized our linebackers looked, specifically defense in the first half. And I know they did a lot of weird things. I don't know if there was a play they didn't freaking jet motion. I mean,
yeah,
by God, it looked like that one Arkansas coach, high school coach who never punts and only kicks onside kicks. Billy Napier is the most annoying coach on planet Earth. And they do that weird set motion stuff where they change off the entire set. It's very annoying. But we just looked very disorganized to start the game. And Keenan Peely goes out and we settle in still. And so that's I was very impressed with our young group being able to get the defense and get themselves settled in, even when he left.
Yeah, that's a big loss. Hate to see that. I mean, 2 years in a row, you lose kind of your heart and soul, your defense in the middle right there in Keenan Peely. I do think, like, kind of to spin it a little bit, I do think it is good that you have played Jeremiah T. Lander and Caleb Perry and sure, guys like that, where, like, the loss doesn't hurt. But at another position, maybe, like receiver, that it could be a totally different story if you lose a guy at that, because you just haven't, like, even if you played them, you haven't, like, utilized them at all.
Right. Right. No, I was impressed with the linebacking group as a whole.
And dude, those
Other than that tight end crap, please don't let it happen over and over this week.
those corners are something.
They're good.
I mean, Jermod McCoy is. I mean, that's what you hope and pray every guy in the transfer portal turns out to be.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because I mean that he's a dude. And then I thought this was the best game Ricky Gibson's played so far this year. I mean, he had that big stop and at Arkansas kind of missed some tackles in the open field, but he had that big fourth down where they run a jet motion. I don't know why they try to do that, but I mean, he shoots the gap and with the two blockers and makes the tackle on a bigger offensive guy and gets another stop for Tennessee's offense that they probably did nothing with.
Right. Boo Carter played really, really well. More so in the pass rush game. I don't know if it was him or Christian Harrison. I would like to talk to Tim Banks and get an understanding. Why does our star, who's guarding a slot receiver, so it's in the third quarter, going towards you, going away from me. I believe third quarter. Could have been second quarter. He checks his right shoulder. He has safety help on the outside and gives up inside leverage. And the guy just runs a little slant, deep slant maybe. And it's wide A open because the safety helps out on the outside. Again, you know more than I do. Maybe I'm missing something. I just like to hear the explanation. And why does he even check his shoulder if it doesn't matter where his help's at? He's going to give up whatever leverage he wants to. That was very frustrating. I feel, again, that's what's frustrating about this defense is like the littlest things. I think that was on a 3rd and long. It's like you did so good. You fought so hard. And you give up dumb stuff. Because I said this defensive line's elite. I want to say this defense elite, and it feels like they're really, 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 really freaking close to being elite as a whole. Create more turnovers. You got a big interception from nephew Arion Kata.
Oh, yeah.
But it feels like they're really close to being elite.
And he's another guy that, like, in the absence of Keenan Peely, has to play even better. And he's played good so far. But yeah, that was a big interception.
That was another one that's just a young quarterback. I mean, he snapped the football, and I was like, oh, interception. I mean, he's staring at that guy.
Yeah. Also, when he came down with the pick, I was like, I mean, this dude was a recruit for running back. Let's see kind of what he got. And he kind of bailed over some guys, but when I was like, is he going to take it to the crib?
When Arion Carter started tracking, it was like that movie scene where the guys next to each other, me and Sam were just like, oh, here it is. Like the dude, Lagway never took his eyes off his man there.
Yeah.
And Arion Carter dropped right into that zone. Never saw him.
Yeah.
I mean,
I love that you do that with Sam because me and my dad, any like long passes in the air, we just kind of grab each other.
Well, there was also a play on James Pierce where he got one of those where he got held here and in the back, which is only a call on Tennessee. John Campbell got called for it. I grabbed Sam like that. And I was like, how is this not a hold? And everyone's probably just like, what the crap?
Also,
I hadn't called a ref a coward in a long time, but on that Chaz Nimrod PI, I did yell, throw a flag, you coward.
Yeah.
That's cowardice. They knew that would be the game. But instead of calling the game how it's supposed to be called, that gets called in the first quarter.
Yeah, 100%.
Then you got to call it in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, another guy that, if we're kind of going down the list of who impressed, Christian Charles, I thought played really well at safety. 7 tackles. He had tackles for loss. No, I thought James Pierce continues to be one of the best players in the country. I don't know why he keeps falling down draft boards. I mean, he was number 1, and the way he's played over the past 2 games, I'm like, hey, let's get that back up. Teams are going to be calling for this guy because this dude's a freak.
He'll go back up when people start watching film. People are box score watching right now, which after this week he might shoot back up. But
yeah,
I think that's what's guys like you see it a lot on the offense side of the ball. more so with receivers. But when you see teams start keying on guys and it gets harder and harder, you look at the offense coordinator, you go, all right, how are you going to use him differently? That's what this defensive staff's done with James Pierce Jr. And that's why I said I liked a lot of the movement, just that one play. I have questions about. That's it. They're just doing more to try to free him up. And it's also helped that you have guys all across the defensive line that are taking up some of the notepads and offense coordinators' rooms. And they're not able to just key on James Pierce anymore, but they're moving him around a lot. They're stunting a lot his way. That one stunt with Boo Carter that he got the sack on, I don't know. Did he get credited with that sack? He did. Do you know what I'm talking about? That was Tim Banks' apology tour is back on schedule. That was a great play call. I loved it.
Yeah, I mean, they just need to continue to just like let Boo Carter just play ball.
Honestly, I think that stunt was behind James Pierce, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, let some action go around and kind of fuse those offensive linemen and just like make them for a brief second just forget that James Pierce is that good.
Right. Well, I think that's what helped it is he was kind of lined up. Can't remember what shoulder on the guard, so I don't want to say for sure, but that guard's keying in on him and he attacks the tackle and the guard's like, I mean, I can't not help. This is James Pierce Jr.
Yeah.
Frees up a fast Boo Carter. I want to know what his 10-second split is in a 40.
Oh, his get off.
Because his get off is like nasty.
Yeah. Yeah, I also really like this. I mean, continue to like this defensive line. Joshua Josephs is another guy that just, I mean, last year, his freshman year, you're like, oh, this guy's going to be good. Last year, you're like, where is he? And then this year, he's like, oh, here's my coming out party.
Yeah.
Kind of like a Jalen Hyatt type. Just kind of, I had the talent all along, but, I finally bought in and utilizing it. And he's benefiting from having James Pierce Jr., obviously. But also like those interior defensive. I thought Amari Thomas played well. Bryson Eason, who we thought would be on that injury report, but wasn't. Because he went out, looked bad kind of at that Arkansas game, but he looked really good. I thought Omar Norman-Lott continues to make plays. Mm-hmm. That entire defensive line, it's like it's hard to get a piece of the pie because there's so many good ones. Like, David Hobbs is a 5-star defensive lineman, isn't really getting much run because of who you have in front of him that keeps making plays.
Right.
No, it's fun to watch. Also, Will Brooks. Let's give Will Brooks some flack. The guy is playing good.
Yeah. I'm not dogging him. I dogged him initially because I thought he was the one sitting next to me and Sam at first. And then I rewatched the tape like a responsible adult, and it was not him. It was just someone else. That was making me put my knees into my chest. They were so close.
Big week this week. We talked about Keenan Peely going out for the year. I mean, they like to play a lot of guys. Guys like Jalen Smith and Caleb Perry have to be up for the challenge because, I mean, you're going to play.
Yeah.
Edwin Spillman, I don't know how healthy he can get. I know he's been out the last couple of games, but that's an opportunity for him as well to kind of get in on the action.
Absolutely. Need to try some of those guys. Losing Keenan Peely's tough. And Morgan Wallen's already getting some of the blame. Have you watched the Peely play?
I have not. No.
It's very weird. It's not, I guess it would be classified as non-contact because he's going to make the tackle and start, but it's almost non-contact. Like he starts to maybe hits him and then just falls down. Yeah. I watched it today and I was like, oh, that's shocking because of how it happened in real time. I was like, maybe not anything like too severe.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously you get that news today. No, that sucks.
Yeah.
And when a guy like that walks off on his own power to the locker room, it's usually something that's not fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when anybody like goes to grab their knee, you're just like, oh
Yeah.
no.
Well, ACL, it's like you can still walk. I mean, some guys can still run with it. So you don't want a guy on a cart going to the locker room, but maybe getting some help because maybe it's just like a bruise or a sprain or something.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be in help to the locker room. When he was walking the locker room, you're like, crap. That might be ACL.
Yeah.
MCL, one of the L's, CLs. That's brutal.
Did we talk about James Pierce's strip? Have we talked about that yet?
No, and that was I wasn't in the stadium for that because I was real mad and I was like, I'm having a terrible night. I'm at least gonna get a smoky dog and a Coke. Didn't get a smoky dog, and my Coke might have been a Diet Coke and an awful Diet Coke at that. Yeah. So
syrup was out.
if you are running the concession stands under Section L, be better. Let's fix our game this week. There was also some drunk lady the entire time in front of me trying to find her friend. It was tough. It was a tough watch.
Mm.
So no, I didn't get to see it, but sounds pretty sick.
I mean, real time, I'm like, there's no way he wasn't down. And if Graham Mertz just would have went down, like the play is over, buddy. Just put your knee on the ground.
Well, and so I was walking back up as the replay's playing. And on the Jumbotron, when I first saw it, I was like, I don't know if he's down or not.
Yeah.
And then I guess they showed a slightly different angle where you can see the ball start moving right before he's down.
Yeah. I think it really helped that they called it on the field, but still, I mean, it was a fumble.
I couldn't tell you if they said stands or confirmed because I can't hear the ref.
I mean, I thought they were going to be like forward progress was stopped because, I mean,
Dylan Sampson's touchdown. He scored 2 on the last drive.
Yeah.
I need some official at any level to show me when his forward progress stopped. He never stopped moving forward, ever.
Yeah, it's unreal.
It's insane. How do we get screwed by that rule both directions?
Mm-hmm.
It's insane. That would have been, I would have stormed the field in anger if we had lost that game because of that call.
Yeah, I think the Graham Mertz, I think his forward progress was stopped closer than Dylan Sampson's was.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
So, yeah, I mean, officiating, just all time, SEC officiating. You deserve an award for how bad you are on a regular basis. It's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, how about this? Instead of the talent fee for Tennessee, we just do a SEC talent fee to hire talented officials.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get it. I get it to a degree. Here's the thing. I understand bad high school officials. That's a terrible job. No one wants to do it. Doesn't pay that good. People can follow you to the parking lot. I don't want to hear it about SEC officials. Like, what's bad about it? You get yelled at by a coach, throw a flag on him. Also, Billy Napier gets to run onto the field while the play clock is rolling down. He's on the freaking numbers. Not a word.
Yeah.
And
they pull him back, and then he runs back out again.
And then they issue him a sideline warning and slows our offense down. Also,
don't give Ole Miss any ideas.
It is 2024, Landon. Why are we stopping play to move the chains? You can go to replay and go, first down marker goes there. And guys, guess what? That chain goes exactly 10 yards. And you extend it out from there. Why the hell are we stopping play to get the chain set in 2024? Why are there chains in football in 2024 when we review everything?
Yeah.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but if I was, that was also on the first drive of the game. Just like to note, slowed us down on the first drive of the game. And those guys are Tennessee people. Like those people are living Knoxville with Chain Gang. Pick it up. You know the pace. You're there every week.
I think the most frustrating part about college football is the amount of TV timeouts.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
holy crap.
It was CBS level Saturday night.
I mean, why do we need 3 minutes?
We should get an entire drive of a game that's not put on TV. If you want to get me in the stadium, give me something better than what Home's got. If I was at home, I could have made a Taco Bell run during one of those TV timeouts.
Oh, yeah.
I
do enjoy some of them because, I can go wait in line at the bathroom and get back before a play comes back.
Right.
But, my God. I mean, that's
what,
why
Landon, what will the good people
a reason to get up and get out of the section? You're not making them stay there.
What would the good people of this world do if they didn't hear Whopper, Whopper, chicken, that commercial one more time on Saturday night?
Yeah.
They only heard it 63 times before that.
I really hate Florida, but I think I hate the guy in the red even more than any.
Oh, we boo him off, and I think people are confused. Yeah, if I was an official, I wouldn't want to be that official.
Yeah,
that's the official I wouldn't want to be.
Yeah, slingered cord on the sideline, you piece of crap. Family friendly.
Oh, back to officiating. How does Josh Heupel not know that you're going to roll that clock after the fumble out of bounds? Why does he have to find out while we're at the line of scrimmage? That means you didn't signal it when it got fumbled out of bounds. It means you all talked about it, decided that play clock was going to roll, and didn't tell anybody else.
Yeah. That's not good.
I hate everything.
Hey, we're good. We're 5-1. I mean,
it is. No, I'm happy about this week.
You still have a ton to play for, and like you did see some improvement on the offense. Maybe not as much as you'd like, but you saw some. I think there's hope. I think obviously, like you see the flashes from Nico. Like the same way with Florida, DJ Lagway is going to be a good player. But he's also really young and making mistakes like he's really young.
Yeah, but he's probably going to be good for someone else because he's going to transfer.
Oh, yeah, he's not going to be at Florida.
Yeah.
No. They can play him all they want. Just go ahead and retire the jersey after this year because he ain't coming back.
Right. No, you're right. There is a lot of hope. I mean, like I said, this Alabama team doesn't look like a juggernaut that you have this week. I think it's fair that Alabama's favored. What is that line right now?
It was 2.5.
I think that's fair, but I think this Alabama team's really beatable. You got to get a lot of things right. You got to play really good, but
let's not forget Alabama hasn't played good in 2 weeks either.
I mean, they really haven't played good in 10 quarters?
Yeah.
And I mean, Kalen DeBoer's a t-shirt away from getting fired.
Mm-hmm.
Or strung up at least.
I mean, if he would have lost that game to South Carolina, yikes. But yeah, they haven't. I mean, they got beat by Vanderbilt and almost lost to South Carolina. I know what that's like. I've been there before. That is not a good feeling. So I mean, they can't be just coming in here with a boatload of confidence because they've watched Tennessee play. They need to watch their own film. They haven't played good either.
Right.
So I don't know how this game's going to go. I know we're going to talk about it more on Thursday, but it just who can get right more? Like this is a rivalry game. It's weird.
It's at home. It's going to be weird at home.
It's at home. Orange out. Caleb. You said it. You said it 2 years ago. Danny White.
If he'd had Smoky Dogs in the stadium Saturday, we might talk. We might talk. If he doesn't let his freaking coach lose to Arkansas on the road, we might talk.
If you're not there in that tracksuit, I mean,
I can't. In good conscience, I can't.
you can. You won it. If you don't, it's on you if we lose.
I mean, no, but okay. We just won when I was wearing all black in a checker Neyland. I mean, I think it would be disingenuous of me to not do it. If Tennessee won that game by 40 points, I'd probably be in all orange.
But are you still in mourning?
Oh, for sure. Landon, our offense scored 24 points against a not good Florida team.
23.
A backup for Texas A&M, 23. A backup for Texas A&M scored what? 40 on them? Mississippi State scored 28.
Yeah. I mean, that is the battle. You're looking at across the country. Vanderbilt is playing good. Kentucky has a really good defensive front. They can keep things close. And then Mississippi State just scored 31 on Georgia. So, I mean, it is worrisome for sure when you look at this offense. Like, it's –
Sorry, Texas A&M scored 33 with a backup quarterback. I apologize.
I mean, you have to find a way to get better offensively. And I think that's turnovers. I think that's you got to hit on those big plays because, like I said, if you hit on two of those, Nico has 250 yards and 2 touchdowns and an interception. I mean that's a lot. We're having a lot different conversations here, with you wearing orange or black probably if Nico's throwing it through the air for 250. I mean, he has 17 QBR. That's not good. Bad.
It is a war crime what the rest of this offense is doing to Dylan Sampson and this defense this year.
Oh, yeah.
This should be tried in Geneva. Figure it out.
I mean, I know Ashton Jeanty is that good and probably is going to win the Heisman, but the way this offense is playing right now, the way Dylan Sampson is carrying them, I mean, if it wasn't Jeanty leading the pack, I think Dylan Sampson is the best running back in the country, and I don't think it's really close.
I mean, yeah, especially when you look at this team would be bad without Dylan Sampson.
Mm-hmm. And it's crazy how that works out because he was the second running back in that class.
Yeah.
We wanted Justin Williams-Thomas, and we're like, oh, yeah, we'll take this kid from Baton Rouge. Yeah, Louisiana. Sure. He's fast. He runs track.
Big week for LSU.
Yep.
I told you they'd storm. They love it. They love getting on that field, mucking it up.
Crazy.
It is, but I knew they would.
Josh Pate said Neyland at night is better than Death Valley at night.
Landon, have you talked to your coworker yet?
Yeah, I showed him the text of what you sent me in the first quarter.
I'm gonna have to look at it. I don't remember what I said.
He said you should put me in a group chat with him. I was like, that would not be good for anybody.
I mean, what's he gonna say? I think Ohio State's better. Okay. No one in the country agrees with you. It's a bad opinion. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And the thing is, too, is you said 7th best in the SEC. There's no one in the world that would agree with that take.
No. I there's a video of there's a picture of the Ohio State mascot just like face down, ass up. And I sent it to him on Saturday and he was like, you didn't even give me the courtesy of just having a day. He was like, at least I sent you a picture on Sunday. And I was like, but you also like that might be the only time y'all lose this year. So I want to go ahead and get mine in when I
Right.
can.
Also, you didn't say Ohio State had the 4th best stadium in the Big Ten or 4th best game day environment.
That's
You
true.
didn't make an outlandish statement. That's just not true.
Because I've never been there. I don't know.
But also,
I know it's not. I know it's not.
But also,
decent.
everyone in the world knows that it's not number 4 or number 7.
100%. It's top 2 and it's not 2.
I would be okay if he said it's not number 1. That's fine. That's arguable. You can look at LSU. You can look at Alabama. You look at Georgia.
Yeah.
You could look at no. Who else? Who else would even be in that category right now? Maybe Texas, just because of this year.
Yeah,
It's not going to be normally.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't put that atmosphere. I mean, their biggest game of the year, they don't even play at their home field. So, I mean,
That I need people to understand that stadium was shaking, and it was 3-0 at halftime.
yeah,
You
the
don't
film-
find that
the film
anywhere
is
else
like
in the
this.
country.
You can't even find a good all 22 of anything because it's shaking so bad.
You can't find that anywhere else in the country.
I felt it up there. I was
we're
like,
so stupid. We're dangerous.
yeah, I was
Our
like,
fans are so stupid.
I was like, is it?
In a good
I mean,
way, guys. I'm
this-
stupid too.
Could this go down? I mean, I know we're in like full reconstruction mode. Like, is this safe?
Yeah, hopefully they haven't started moving 10% to the talent fee yet. Hopefully there's still some going in the project.
Yeah. Yeah, what Dylan Sampson's doing is incredible. I mean, he's your workhorse. Keep feeding him because that right now that's your only shot of scoring is Dylan Sampson.
It absolutely is.
Mhm.
Oh, it's so sad, but it's
And
also
you can
cool
tell-
that he's
you
about
can
to
tell after
shatter
this-
a record.
Yeah. I mean, not even going to be close. The record's 18 rushing
already
touchdowns.
15.
He's at 15. I
Yeah.
think he's on pace for the single season record or close to it in yards.
It's got to be. Got to be close. I mean, it's 700 right now. 699. I'm sorry. Overshot it. I apologize. Fake news.
Yeah. Keep feeding him.
He's got to be cool. What are we? We're halfway through the season. Single season rushing record is Travis Stevens in 2001. 1,400. 1,464.
Yeah. And if the
Getting there.
passing game can help him out a little bit, I mean, the thing is, like, everybody knows we're running the football, and he's still getting his.
Right. He's also averaging 5.9 yards per carry right now, which is pretty crazy. Pretty impressive.
Got some questions real quick. Let me go ahead and get to those.
Yeah, why don't you tell everybody about old Roback real quick?
Yeah, guys, go check out Roback, roback.com. Use promo code More Important Issues for 20% off your first purchase. The best quality clothing you can find. You can wear it to work, to church, on the golf course, in the gym, wherever you want at Neyland Stadium. You kidding me? Guys, go check them out. They got the best polos, hoodies, joggers, pants, shorts, whatever you got, they got it. Again, roback.com. Use promo code More Important Issues for 20% off your first purchase.
Do it.
All right, let's get some questions. What's your biggest concern going forward on defense?
It's passing game over the middle. Your safeties, your linebackers. You mentioned it. The corners are playing really, really good. Not really worried about them.
Yeah.
It's how can you defend the pass over the middle? That's it. That's the only thing I question. Not question's not the right word. That's the only thing I think could really hurt Tennessee defensively.
Yeah. I don't really. Yeah, I mean, it's got to be just that over the middle. I think it's also losing a guy like Keenan Peely. I think you got to continue to build depth and find it because you don't know when something else may happen. I think you have to just continue to next man up mentality, and so that's probably my biggest concern is just staying. Like you're playing so well right now. Staying healthy is probably the hardest thing for you at this point.
Sure. Yeah. I guess that should be probably the biggest worry of everyone. You're 6 games in the heart meat of an SEC schedule. Yeah, sure.
Yep. What do we do to get the offense going? Anything simple?
Okay, I'm not saying we should do this, but would it help if maybe like you held some of the players' families and threatened, like you wanted like a government worker in a movie to do something for you, and you're like, hey, your kids, or we have your kids, and they do it and they do well for you, maybe something like that.
Okay.
I'm not saying that's an idea. That's just if this is a movie.
Okay.
And we wanted to do it in the movie. Ooh, what about Air Bud? Speaking of movies, what if we get a dog? Not Smokey. Okay. He's not playing well this year.
We just need to recruit better. Okay.
Yeah, we need a golden retriever. A golden receiver.
Oh, there we go.
Isn't that the name of the football movie?
I think it is.
I feel like there's times they're doing the things that would help this offense, and then they're like, hey, what if we never did that again?
Yeah. I think the main thing is stop shooting yourself in the foot, whether that's turnovers or penalties. I mean, I will say the penalties, there was only 6 the other night. I think that probably helped the offense move the ball a little bit more. But they just come at the worst times.
Sure.
And this offense isn't explosive enough to overcome those penalties.
How many pre-snap penalties were there, though? Any? Do we have any false starts?
I don't think so.
So I feel like the holding, because I know the 2 on the John Campbell just have 2 on him. The one in that drive early, and then the one on the last drive.
Personal foul, didn't he?
Oh, good. Those are really easy to avoid. So good.
Yeah, I didn't see the replay on what it was, but there was like unnecessary roughness.
You could tell me that anything. I couldn't hear the ref. But yeah, the 2 holding for what can he do? And so I'm not going to blame him for those. I don't think either were they holding by the book? Probably, but it's one if you talk to officials, they say you could call a hold on every play. So now I'm just wondering why only John Campbell gets called for those holds and no one else.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, one thing, like the tackles just have to be better.
Sure.
And I mean, they're just not playing good football. I'm like Lance Hurd, that first sack he gave up. Did you watch the replay of it? I mean,
I don't. I would like to never watch.
Yeah, and he did play better after like that, especially in the second half. Maybe after that first quarter, he played a lot better. But man, it's hard to hide away from that 38 pro PFF grade. That's a rough one. There's no hiding from the eye in the sky, and yeah, it just wasn't. I mean, he just continues to struggle. But I think one thing about him, if we keep saying like Nico's young, I think you kind of have to say that about John Campbell too, or Lance Hurd too.
Sure. You're not wrong. They're the same age.
Yeah. So, I mean, both of them just have to play better. Like they have to be better.
I like that this team offensively they're not getting. There were times the offensive line last year when they struggled, the offense struggled, that it seemed like there was frustrations amongst each other.
Yeah.
I feel like that means this offense can get better, that's not seemed apparent.
But it's not like Lance Hurd's the only one struggling. I mean, Javonte Spraggins isn't playing good.
Right. But I don't see blame going around, if that makes sense. There were times where I'm like, hey, guys, you got your quarterback sacked. Go pick up Joe Milton. I don't know if they felt like it was his fault when he'd get sacked sometimes, and they were like, you can get yourself up, buddy. I don't know why, but that seems like offensive lineman 101.
Yeah.
You let your quarterback land on his back, you go pick him up.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like this offense or this offensive line is kind of giving up. I mean, you saw Lance Hurd later in the game run like a deer to the end zone to kind of lead Samson to that big run.
I think he forgot he was blocking at one point. He's like, I'm wide open.
Yeah, somebody throw me the ball. And John Campbell's, they score a touchdown and he's celebrating, going nuts. I don't think that is the case if like there is stuff going on in the locker room. Yeah.
Speaking of sort of linemen catching the football, did you see that Penn State play where they lined the tight end up? You haven't seen it?
I think the only game I watched on Saturday, I watched a little bit of Ohio State, Oregon, and then I watched the Alabama, South Carolina. That was about it.
I don't know if this was number one on ESPN or on whatever it's called, Sports Center Top 10. It should be number one for it should outlast Wayne Rooney's goal. I mean, it's insane.
It was a big guy touchdown?
It was a tight end, but it should count as one because he lined up at center on the play.
Oh.
And he mossed a guy. We got to watch it. Hold on.
Is that legal?
Yeah.
A center can go out for a pass?
It's a tight end number, so he was eligible.
Oh.
And they lined up offset so that he was eligible to go out. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's go here. Whoops, what? Go here. All right, so you can see this. Can you see it?
Yeah.
You can?
Well, I can see it below.
Just say it's not on the screen, so that's weird. All right.
Be a double tap.
Guess we probably shouldn't play the sound. This is insane.
Oh, God.
I mean, regardless, you just got mossed by a tight end, but also a tight end who who snapped the football. That might be the best catch I've seen this season.
Dang.
Yeah, that's
I feel bad for that DB because that's the first thing going on the highlight tape.
Yeah. That might be the only, if I'm him, that might be the only play I play on my highlight tape. I got 10 minutes of that
might
play.
not have anything else.
Different angles of that play. Sorry, I don't remember how. Oh, big guy touchdown. I was like, how'd we get there?
Yeah.
No, that was insane. Any other questions about this, I guess?
No. That's all the questions we got. I'll go
let's
on
talk a little
on the line and see if there's any more. But yeah, I think that's it. What do you think about Orange? I mean, I know you're not participating, but
no, I love it. Yeah, every game should be an orange out. Okay. Well, except for the one with Checker Nealon. That one's sick. But Checker Nealon's gorgeous. What are your thoughts? If you associate that with Butch Jones, go to hell. Like, you suck. That's not a Butch Jones thing. He didn't come up with it. It was a fan. Get out. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but it's not Butch Jones. He's never creative enough to do anything like that. So stop.
Yeah. What do you think about the new fourth quarter song?
Awful.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought it was terrible. It didn't feel like anybody really. Didn't feel like a lot of people. It felt like everyone knew the words. Didn't feel like it brought much energy. It's just not a very sing-along songy, Just play different songs at this point if you don't want it to be Garth. Just pick one every week, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think they only played that because he says singing or cheering on the Volunteers. Cool, I guess, but pick another one.
Yeah, I mean, I think at least it has some sort of something to do with Tennessee.
Does that matter, though?
It probably doesn't, but I'd rather that than Garth, honestly.
I mean, I don't care about Garth. I just think Friends in Low Places itself rocks.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's still it's not a pump-up song, so.
No, but everyone sings it.
Yeah, but, they'll probably more people will learn the words if they don't already know it. The more, just like
It's not
Friends in Low
but
Places.
Friends in Low Places is like a karaoke song.
Jesus. Joey, you want to come in and explain that one?
Yeah, tell us exactly what he said.
I'm not going to back that one up. We get flagged.
Joey, what'd you think about you're a Morgan Wallen guy? What do you think?
I liked it, but I also didn't like. I don't know. I like the energy more of obviously Friends in Low Places because it kind of brings everybody together. Maybe in like a couple games it'll be better and like more people will know the lyrics. I know a bunch of like old heads were complaining on Twitter about not knowing like the song at all. So
I just
My
think if
thing is,
everybody
like,
liked the lyrics,
they
it's still not a karaoke song.
They
Like it's
had
not
the
something people
lyrics
sing
on
to.
the screen. You
yeah,
could
it's
just
not.
read
I agree. It's too like fast paced. Like something about the Swain to Friends in Low Places and then picking it right back up with Swag Surf just kind of seems like a really good like getting everybody back together. So I mean, I'll give it a couple more shots, but I can't think of another.
It felt very forced too, which pissed me off. I hate when they try to force stuff.
Yeah, it's just not like a singing song. It's just not. It is like in the car. It's just not when you're trying to have 101,000 people sing it. So
Yeah.
I don't care.
I'll give it a couple tries.
People can like it,
Yeah.
love it. They can play it. I don't care. I don't think it achieves the goal that Friends in Low Places, which I don't think they played Friends in Low Places for that reason. I think they played it as a promo for Garth, and then everyone loved it and sang along. And so they're like, yeah,
why
we'll
don't
keep
they
it.
just make the stroke? I don't know. Why was that not it?
I don't know. Stroke rocks too.
That gets everybody
Um,
going.
It does get the people going. Like all my friends in Paris. Yeah, I don't know. It felt forced. It's like, oh, let's change it. Morgan Wallen just played here. We'll do the one that he mentions Tennessee in.
There's
But
even
there's also
ones that he
better
mentions,
Morgan
too.
Wallen songs they could have chose.
Yeah.
Like up, down, up, down, up, down.
No.
Just hanging around here in BFE.
Even Talking Tennessee would probably be better for the crowd to sing because it's more like that. Okay, they should try that one out. That one's at least it's got like because the whole thing about Friends in Low Places is it like the song carries out, so that's why it's good for karaoke because you're just arms around somebody and it's like drawn out sound.
I vote up, down. Sorry.
That's
Featuring
fine.
Florida
They
Georgia
both are
Line.
great.
Defunct band.
No.
I just say you keep rocking with Dixieland Delight
Yeah, we should have just stole it from Alabama after we beat them. We should have took it.
Yeah, we had the
and then never
chance.
give it back.
Never
They've got
give it
another
back.
chance this
Never
time.
surrender.
We do it again.
Yeah,
Still-
now
and
Vanderbilt has a
until-
chance to take it.
Until they beat us again, don't.
Vanderbilt did take it. I wonder if they kept playing. We'll find out this week, I guess.
I guess so. All right, let's see you, Joey. Love you. Let's get into a little college football. Also, shout out Tailgate was awesome. I feel like everybody loved it, so that's why we do it. So appreciate everybody coming out and enjoying the festivities. And it was a long day, but it didn't feel long because everybody's having such a good time.
Yeah, it was a great time. Good food, good. It's fun when there's a good game on. Everybody around watching the finale of the Alabama South Carolina game. Obviously, everybody left sad, but it's okay.
Yeah.
We should have played Sandstorm after, so we could mock somebody.
We should have played John Petty after in the fourth quarter. Just taking that.
Tom Petty. It took
What
me
I
a
say?
second.
What did I say?
John Petty. I was like, is that his name? It took me a second. I was
Who's
trying
John
to figure it out. I don't know. I was trying to figure it out.
My bad. Yes, Tom Petty.
Oh, hold on. I want to answer this. Everyone's saying Tennessee defense played great 5 times in the red zone. Yeah, Florida was in the red zone 6 times, but they scored 17 points, Shane. They also had good field position on several drives because Tennessee's
Mhm.
offense couldn't get out of their own end.
Yeah, and you had a big punt return that put you right back in. that side of the
I
field.
mean, I listen. If you listen to this podcast, I wasn't someone who said Tennessee's defense played perfect, but yeah, they played good. They held the opposing team to 17 points. That's the goal, right?
You heard? You played winning football.
Yeah. Your defense has played winning football back to back 2 weeks. Obviously, that Arkansas final drive wasn't ideal, but you have to have your offense has to give you some breaks somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, if this same defense is what we had in 2022, Tennessee probably doesn't lose a football game.
Right. Especially if you play Kalen DeBoer's Alabama.
Yeah.
College football. Looking around.
Cam Rising out for the year. Is he getting
He's back though?
Is he getting an 8th year?
That's may have been a fake article I saw today, but yeah.
Okay. Ohio State, Oregon. That was a good game. I don't know what Will Howard was doing there. That felt very dumb. Did you see that?
No. Wait. No. Sorry, I was reading something and looking something up, but say it again. Do it again. What?
Will Howard on that kind of final play.
Yeah. I don't know what he was thinking doing. Yeah. Not sure what occurred there.
So how good was Dylan Gabriel? I talked a lot of crap about him, and I guess he played pretty good. Yeah, he did. 341 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4 carries, 32 yards. Yeah, pretty good. Tip my cap. A lot of defense in this game at all.
Right. Yeah, no, it was not a
And then, I mean, it seems like every team Tennessee beats, like they just become the worst team. Oklahoma looked atrocious. I know Texas is that good, but Oklahoma looks horrible.
Right.
I mean, I'm surprised that they stuck with Hawkins. I mean, he ran the ball 20 times in this game and threw
it's
it.
Hilarious that they jumped out to a 3-0 lead. Yeah. You're like, oh, wait. And then nothing, literally nothing after that.
Yeah, it was 3-0 at the end of the first quarter. Yeah, that was not good. Penn State goes to overtime with USC. I had Penn State -4 in the parlay. They won 33-30. So that was sick. Is this their... Oh, my God. That Tyler Warren who caught that touchdown? Did you see how many yards he had in that game?
No.
223 yards and a touchdown.
Well, good for him.
224 yards, sorry. 17 receptions. Is that all they threw it to? Jump balls to 44? I mean, damn. How big is this guy? 6'6", 257. That's
that makes sense. That checks out.
But 17 receptions? I mean, is this guy the Hulk? That's wild. Good. I mean, good for Penn State for winning that one all the way in LA.
Right.
But, I mean, shout out Tyler Warren. Mechanicsville, Virginia. Dude, that's a blue-collar guy right there. Yeah, that guy deserves whatever he got that night. Georgia, 41-31 over Mississippi State. Carson Beck almost threw 50 times in this game.
That's insane. Real quick, this is what I was looking up while I was distracted. So, I mean, I don't disagree with Shane here. If Alabama's in the red zone 5 times, they going have a problem. Yeah, they probably do. You don't want to let teams in the red zone. But Alabama's 83% in the red zone, 75th in the country. Florida is now 84%, 71st in the country. So they actually have a better red zone efficiency. So, I mean, yeah, you don't want to let teams in the red zone, but let's not pretend that it's automatic loss that way.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, go on.
Alabama, South Carolina, 27-25. I mean, that was a
Yeah, Jalen Milroe threw an interception in the red zone this game.
he threw 2 in the game.
2 in total, yeah, 2 total. One in the red zone.
That was bad. And he also ran the ball 18 times. I mean,
Their run game is struggling,
and they give up so many big plays.
which they at least they tried to run it this game.
Yeah, their run game isn't. I mean, South Carolina's defensive front is good, and I think you kind of get the same. Like this week should be one and the same. I just worry about can Tennessee hit on enough big plays when they get behind the secondary to make
I
this
think
up.
That's a fair thing to worry about.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, they ran it 38 times at least this game. They only ran it 21 times against Vanderbilt, so Alabama didn't.
And South Carolina had 3 turnovers in this game.
They didn't.
4 turnovers.
Yeah, I mean, if South Carolina had played a good game, I guess they played good, but like I'm not saying perfect, just a closer to perfect game, they win that game.
Mm-hmm.
They also were a 2-point conversion failure away from going to overtime.
Yeah.
And then still had a chance at the end to win it.
I mean, what a sweat that was. I got them at -1.5 late in that game. They score. Then they let South Carolina score.
Right.
Then they do the onside kick. They score again and then went for 2 and didn't get it. I mean, it shouldn't have been a sweat at all, and it was. So don't bet on Alabama at all because they don't know what they're doing.
Also, I assume they're going to play the Kalen DeBoer at the beginning of the game, saying that Tennessee won't be any louder than anywhere else he's coached. I would love to hear it, but I probably won't be able to. So that was I don't know. As a coach, you shouldn't be giving bulletin board material. You should let your sophomore freshman say that. That shouldn't be something you say.
Yeah.
Does he know those things are broadcast?
I do not think this man he does not understand how different it is. This isn't the Pac-12 where everything you said, no one gives a crap what you say. The only reason we knew what Washington was because they ended up in the college football playoff. If they didn't, no one would have even known who the coach was there.
Yeah, it's crazy to say that, but whatever.
Ole Miss LSU going to overtime in Death Valley. We thought LSU would win in Death Valley because it is Death Valley at night. They ended up winning. Is Ole Miss out?
I mean,
Garrett Nussmeier threw 51 times. He was 22 for 51. I mean, just
the one that mattered.
Just letting it all hang out.
That one that sent it to overtime. That was nasty.
That's crazy. I mean, the SEC is nuts.
Yeah, I don't know if the SEC is good this year or not. I can't figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with, at this point, just not great. But no one else in the country is good, so that's cool.
Right.
No one else in the country is great. Sorry.
Yeah, it looks like there's Texas, and then there's a whole bunch of 2 to 3 loss teams. There'll probably be some 1-loss teams, but probably should be 2 or 3 loss teams depending on their schedule. Clemson's looking good still. They also play nobody. So Notre Dame did beat Stanford. I know everybody was looking forward to that one. I just hate Notre Dame. Iowa State 6-0, 28-16 over West Virginia.
First time in how long? It's been a while. I can't remember is it 1938? Is that what it was?
I don't know.
It was something crazy.
Kansas State defeats Colorado. Shadur Sanders is pretty freaking good. 34 for 40, 388 yards, 3 touchdowns. But it didn't matter. He lost. 4-2 on the year. They're out. See ya. They're going to be ranked too if they would have won that game. Pitt, they're still 6-0, 17-15 win over Cal.
Most underrated 6-0 team, right?
Got to be. And then Illinois, Purdue, 50-49 in overtime.
Yeah, it's kind of sick.
Yeah. And that's college football.
I'm not hating the AP either this week. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah, like Tennessee didn't play a good team. They were 16-point favorites and went to overtime with them. I don't disagree. Putting somebody with one loss in front of us because that one loss definitely looks like Clemson's 10, I think. And we're 11. I mean, Clemson lost to Georgia. We lost to Arkansas. We went to overtime with Florida. Like that. I mean, I can't really disagree.
I think
also there's 12 teams in the playoffs, so
the logic is sound for that. I don't really understand Alabama's though.
That's true.
I don't see how you don't get punished. They got punished for a loss. They didn't get punished for who they lost to. That's a team that lost to Georgia State.
Yeah. But I think they're going to spin it.
Vanderbilt's cool story.
They beat Kentucky.
Sure. Cool. So did South Carolina. But I'm not really upset with Tennessee's ranking. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we got the bump over Notre Dame. I mean, they had a great loss to NIU. So, I mean, who am I to complain?
Yeah. Got another question from Shane here.
How is A&M ahead of like Pitt and Indiana?
I mean, that's got to be like a.
But like, so I feel like they're just justifying. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know how they justify like what's a bad and what's a good loss and none of it seems to make sense. Texas A&M's loss, by just virtue of looking at the rankings, is better than Alabama's loss. Better than our loss by looking at the rankings.
Yeah.
But, I mean, even Alabama's best win, they gave up a 28-point lead.
Yeah, I think it's more of so like who it is.
Sure.
And,
No.
I
want them to admit that, though. They won't.
Yeah, right. But it's also like, I think a lot of with college football, like I wouldn't know what to do.
No, I don't. I think there's
like,
no necessarily right answer here.
Yeah.
But because, I mean, yeah, you look at Clemson, their loss is to who Alabama beat. So you argue, like, is Alabama's win that's better than Clemson's loss? Does their loss make up for it? I would say no, since you won't rank Vanderbilt.
Right.
But I don't disagree with you that there's not necessarily a right answer. It's only week 7. But there's no right answer, but this is the wrong answer.
Yeah. Whatever.
It's not a big deal. I like to just complain about it. It's fun.
Yeah, you go win this week and you'll be back up there. Alabama probably won't drop that much, but you
Sure.
get it. Hostile environment, Tennessee's a really good team. I just can't wait for the spin there. Shane McMillan says, thank y'all responding to my question. I have another. Looking at the defensive backs, is Tennessee soft in that area? Looks to me, but that's my opinion. If you go look at the last 3 games Tennessee has played, they look very soft. I mean, I think corner-wise, I think Tennessee isn't giving up like a ton of big
A ton
passing.
of
plays.
explosive. I mean,
They're not giving up touchdowns either.
well, the last play.
People aren't. Well,
The last
yeah,
play.
that's true. I forgot about.
You're
that.
right that it's not a ton of explosive plays, and then I think when you look at Arkansas, those are phenomenal passes that are tough to defend that you gave up. I mean, I think again, when I answered what can improve defensively, I think it's your pass defense over the middle, it's your safety, but your linebackers too. So I don't think your DBs have been playing bad or soft. I think
This is the best the secondary has looked since Josh Heupel's been here, and I don't think
yeah,
it's close.
and it's more so the safety position than the corners. Like it's not the DBs as a whole, and then I think it's your linebackers over the middle and pass coverage.
Yeah. I mean, I would like to see. This has to be one of the best duo of corners Tennessee's had since.
Who played opposite of Cam Sutton in 15? I feel like there was someone really like that played well. They weren't as good as Cam Sutton, but played well.
Well, I know. Was it Mosley?
Ooh, then no. I mean, you're right. You're not wrong. This is still probably the better one, even if you could find two guys
Yeah.
there. But I think there are probably some that we could find that.
Malik
We're good.
Foreman was probably in there. So.
Yeah, he had that one play against Texas A&M. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not being serious at this point. All right. Yep.
Most important. Mine was the kid on the jumbotron.
Yeah,
Just
that kid rocked.
fire me up.
I didn't even know some of the dance moves he was hitting.
Yeah, it looked like
I'm not hip enough.
The like best TikTok mashup of all time.
Right.
Like he incorporated everything, but kind of put his little spin on it.
I'm going through my photos to find my most important. I need your take on this. Our boy Joey just raw dogging broccoli at the tailgate. What are your thoughts? Like no ranch, nothing. He's just going broccoli to Miller.
It's gotta be a northern thing, right?
I don't know. I was pretty disgusted by it myself.
I mean, the northern people, like in our friend group, bring the veggie tray anyway, so I feel like it has to be a.
You think people in the
I
South
love
eat
like
vegetables?
I'll tell everybody this. You ever invite me to something, the last thing I'm bringing is a veggie tray. I'm not eating anything on it, so I don't expect you to.
That's fair. We got to talk to the Southerners too about pasta salad. I just think it's the worst side dish of all time. I'm sick of seeing it all the time, everywhere. I saw it again today at a catering event. Wanted to lose my mind.
That was Mandy who brought that.
I'm sure it was. It's people have it everywhere. Everyone loves it. Apparently, I think it's.
Do you not like pasta
dumb.
salad?
I don't hate it, but it's just one. It's like no one gets excited for pasta. No one's like, oh, they got pasta salad. No. I think about all the other ways you could eat pasta, and salad forms the worst form.
Yeah. I don't hate it. It's not my favorite. I don't like potato salad.
I'm in a similar boat with pasta salad.
Yeah.
It's not going to fire me up.
Yeah.
Kind of like a veggie tray. It's like, yeah, I'll eat something on there, but I don't want
it. Joey does.
I'm certainly not going to eat broccoli without something on it. I mean, he was going tree first too, which I think is the way you're supposed to eat broccoli. I wouldn't know because I don't eat broccoli, but it just seems weird to just go in all on the leaves, all on the
straight
canopy of
bush,
broccoli.
huh?
Yeah, right. Lane Thomas, Knoxville guy, Bearden guy.
VFL.
Yeah, good point. VFL. 2 grand slams. Did you see the guy call his first grand slam?
Yeah.
I'm sure he did it several times, but kind of sick still.
Yeah. Yeah, that was awesome to see. Hopefully that was the last of the magic for the Guardians. Find out they're playing right now, right?
Yeah. I don't know what the score is. I don't know.
4-1 Yanks. My next one is Cooper Manning's hat. Did you see it?
No.
Dude. Can you see that?
Oh man, that is a Texas hat.
I mean, dude, that is unreal.
Dude, is that Dale Dimmadome? owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome?
Yeah.
Is it Dale Dimmadome? I always mess it up.
I mean, that is
Dale Dimmadome.
I mean,
Doug Dimmadome. Doug.
Who needs like a 10 at the tailgate when you got a hat like this? The sun just runs in terror.
Dude, what was he wearing that at? Was that his like pregame walk? How he came to the game?
It's Cooper.
Oh, Cooper. Sorry, I was thinking. Okay, I saw his tweet. That's insane.
Dude, he better wear that on. Well, is he wearing that on the Manning? Is he on the Manning cast? Can he wear that on the Manning cast?
It's kind of F that he never gets to get on the Manning cast. I'm sure he's been on it, but
yeah. Maybe he was just trying to make a statement. He's like, I mean, you got Archie, you got Eli, Peyton. Here's me, Cooper, big hat guy. I'm kind of in on it.
Do you think he knows how absurd it is?
I want to know how heavy it is. Is it like stiff in the back, or is it just like floppy, like a mom's sun hat?
I don't know, but do you remember the hats Archie used to wear to all the like Tennessee and Ole Miss games when they were in school?
Mm-hmm.
It's maybe he's just like one up in his dad here.
Okay.
Like, yeah, my hat's bigger.
There you go.
So I saw his Instagram post that just said all hat, but I didn't really look at the hat. The first comment I saw when I opened it is that Peyton's hat?
Yes.
Fail of the week.
Mine is Neil Brown.
Okay.
For West Virginia. Did you see his post-game press conference?
No.
They asked him about the fans being frustrated, and he was just like, yeah, but they probably had a good time at the game. Like, it was a good atmosphere, so they're here for entertainment. It was entertaining. I'm like, oh my God. Like, how in the world is that? All you got to say is like, yeah, we lost the game. Like, I mean, no one wants to see us lose. Move on. Yeah, they probably had a good time like that. It was entertaining. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That is straight out of Butch Jones's book. Like, he'd be like, yeah, I mean, they probably had a really good time though. So
that's sick.
That's all that matters.
Right.
I did forget a most important. Mike Gundy was late. He had to move the press conference to Zoom because he got headbutted with a cow.
What?
Yeah. He said, I had a little run in with my cattle over the weekend, and I guess they've been watching us play. He had like a black eye apparently because he got headbutted by his cow.
Nice. That's interesting.
He's probably going to get a raise.
Yeah, probably. Good for him.
Yeah.
My first and only one is Kirby Smart. An absolute just
what a bum.
Jail, straight to jail. Okay, so here's my level-headed take on Landon. I don't think he meant to shove the Mississippi State quarterback in that moment. But you still have to get fined, suspended, a 15-yard penalty or something.
Yeah.
You can't just go shoving people on the sideline. Like, so let's say, for example, if a Georgia player had done that to him, that's a 15-yard penalty, no?
Yeah. Also,
Or
why
can
is it
Kirby
not a
Smart
big
do it?
deal? Why is I mean, if Josh Heupel would have shoved Graham Mertz, you don't think
Would've
that's
been
a big deal this week?
Would have been sick.
Is it because it's Mississippi State and because it's Kirby Smart? Are we just going to sweep that under the rug too?
It just blows my mind. There's not even a 15. I would have been okay if they just said 15-yard penalty, move on.
I love that
How is
the
there not even a
official just
penalty?
watched it.
Right, 2 officials.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a 15-yard penalty on every other coach, every other player in the country. How is that not a 15-yard penalty? But whatever.
Not shocked.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not either.
He probably was like, yeah, he tried to grab me by the wiener or something. He said that we were supposed to go 1-11 this year, so I shoved him. I don't know. He's going to spin it some way to get his players to try to play harder for him. So, all right, guys. That is all we got for this episode. Thank y'all for listening. Go check out our good friends at Autograph, and go check out our good friends at Grade A Grounds as well. Use promo code GOVOLS for 10% off your purchase on Grade A Grounds. Also, use promo code ISSUES on Autograph when you sign up today, and let them know that we sent you there. Guys, thank y'all again. Go Vols, beat Bama. We're bringing the boat in, and we out.